We're starting to see more European RVs, both power and towable, coming to the U.S. market. And this week, Jeff Johnston checks out the Opus, a British-made pop-up camping trailer that may be just what you're looking for. And do you realize that there are literally dozens of options when it comes to RV toilets? That's right. And this week, we visit Thetford, who makes 32 different models of toilets, and see what goes into building and testing them. These stories and more on this week's Rollin On TV. Closed and Spanish captioning, where available, is sponsored by Jayco. At Jayco, we've been making family dreams come true since 1968.
Fold-down tent trailers have been a part of RVing ever since RVing began, and a fold-down is a great way for a family to get out on the fun of RVing. They're typically fairly affordable, lightweight, which means they can be towed by the family vehicle. They're easy to store, they're compact. Generally speaking, they have an awful lot to offer, and manufacturers are always coming up with new mousetraps in the tent trailer market. The Opus tent trailer is an import. It's been manufactured overseas for quite some years, and now it's being brought into the United States. It's aimed squarely at the U.S. tent trailer market, but it approaches it in a little bit different way. Let's take a closer look and see what it's all about. The trailer is manufactured in Britain and imported to the U.S. The Opus has been available overseas for a few years and has recently been modified somewhat to better suit the U.S. market needs. At about 1,600 pounds dry weight, the Opus can be towed by many small vehicles. Our 2004 Nissan Frontier handled it with ease. Its compact size and rugged construction make it suitable for use off the pavement, and the built-in cargo rack enables you to haul along your recreational toys. We stayed at Belknap Hot Springs, Oregon during our road test time with the Opus. We always enjoy the ambiance, amenities, and campsites at Belknap. The trailer's small size makes it easy to park in the developed or boondocking campsite of your choice. The fold-away tongue jack increases hitch ground clearance in towing mode and sets up easily in camp. A cordless drill makes fast work of cranking down the four-corner stabilizer jacks. Setup starts with releasing the roof or bed platform hold-down latches. The bed platforms hinge at the trailer ends and open with the tent already attached. Bed support braces are deployed from their chassis storage spots and clipped into place, much like with the conventional tent trailer. The support hoops create a Conestoga wagon-like effect. Elastic straps help secure the tent fabric against weather and bugs. The inside tent hoops are extended and clamped in place. Our tent trailer was the first U.S. production model, so the tent did not fit as snugly as it should. Later models are a lot tighter. The interior setup starts with placing the cabinets in their appropriate location. First is a compact refrigerator unit. Seat cushions are temporarily moved out of the way. Next is the sink unit. Then the stove. Then the microwave fits into its utility spot. Seat cushions are retrieved and arranged to set up the U-shaped dinette. It takes some practice to make this process smooth and easy. Once you do it a few times, the setup is easier than it looks. Storage space inside is trimmed, so we used a spot under the curbside seat for stashing some food supply bags. The entire setup and breakdown process is complex enough that you probably wouldn't want to do this for just an overnighter. The Opus would be the most fun for a long weekend stay in one place. Kitchen setup continues with a couple of shelves that fit snugly between the stove and sink and are secured with pin locating mounts. A pair of wicker baskets that come with the trailer serve as storage bins in camp, and you never know what kind of surprise you'll run into when unpacking. The last step is reaching inside the cabinets to fasten the quick-release water and propane lines to connect the sink and stove to the trailer's systems. We spread out our Travisac on the aft end tent platform closest to the river, and that took care of our sleeping accommodations. When you're opening these overhead skylights, it helps to be tall. And you can enjoy the beauty of the Cascade Mountain forests. The Opus freshwater supply is a separate water jug, in this case a 5-gallon container. The water supply line includes water and electrical connectors to power the pump at the end of the blue supply hose that's immersed in the water supply. There's also a conventional city water connector for a hose. Gray water drains into the container of your choice by way of this fitting on the lower sidewall. We have even more to show you about the Opus tent trailer right after these commercial messages, so stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Simply put, Thetford's Aquachem has outsold all its competitors combined because it's the strongest holding tank deodorant available. It provides the strongest odor control around the clock in all temperatures and conditions. It quickly liquefies waste and tissue and is 100% biodegradable. Aquachem, the industry standard for 50 years. For more information, visit Thetford.com. Aquachem, another great product from Thetford.
Is it now the perfect time to turn your old pop-up tent trailer from looking like this to looking like this? Treat yourself and your family to a bug-free camping season with a new tent canvas from Canvas Replacements. To learn more or to order a new canvas, visit canvasreplacements.com or call 800-232-2079.
Welcome back to Rollin On TV. We'll continue our look at the Opus tent trailer, a new model with an interesting twist on design. Some interior details are a little different than in a standard fold-down trailer. Now once you get the kitchen unit set up, you got this open space here in the middle for working on food and such. On the right end, nice glass top 2-burner propane stove. Fits something like this Coleman coffee maker very nicely. And on the left end, glass-topped sink. But again, this folds down flat so you have a nice work surface. Underneath, a drawer for your necessities. A couple of handy baskets here with cutting boards and whatever else you might happen to want to store in them. And of course your microwave oven. and another drawer for even more necessities under the stove. It's compact, but it seems to be pretty well planned. Now, the sleeping accommodations are worth mentioning here. I'm 6'6", and when I lay down on the end beds, my feet are up against the fabric on one end, my head is against the fabric on the other if I'm stretched out. Now that's my problem, not the average sized person's problem. But the mattress here is this, there's a limited amount of space here, because when it all folds up, it's all got to fit into a very tight space and be able to collapse the roof down. So the mattress can't be very thick. But this is probably one of the least comfortable mattresses we have ever slept on in an RV. And that's just personal opinion on our part. Other people may find it just fine. And the nice thing is, it's pretty easy to replace with something that's a lot more accommodating and a lot more forgiving of people wanting to lay on it and be comfortable. This version of the Opus happens to be an early prototype, the first one in this country, in fact. I believe it's the first one built for the US market. Now, as such, there's a lot of little details about it that have to be ironed out and changed and improved on. One of the things that needs to be improved on definitely is interior lighting. There are 3 really nice, good quality LED lights down at floor level, and those provide a lot of low-level illumination, but we don't get anything up here. Now, these are provided by the gentleman who brought the trailer to us. These are from a company called Goal Zero. They're little LED lights. They can be used as a spotlight or as a general area light, and they've got 2 levels of illumination. But in this case, they plug in via these 12-volt power cords that fasten into the vehicle to an assortment of typical 12-volt cigarette lighter type adapters. And when you plug these in, you have these hanging, basically cords hanging all over the vehicle. You can adjust the level of these little hanging clips, so you can support these high or low. You can put them up, hang them from the ceiling, for example, for interior ambient lighting, mood lighting, or general work lighting. But this is something that, people, when you're in a camper like this, it's not really smooth RVing. There's a little bit of messing around that you have to do. And one of the things you have to do with this one is deal with these cords hanging all over the place. You can tuck them in and get behind the poles and so on, but it's still, it's kind of a hassle. One of those things that by the time they get these down pat, they probably get them smoothed out. So get a trailer like this, you got to plan on winding up with a couple extra of these sort of things. One of the standard features on the trailer is this very small ice box. This runs on 12 volts DC, 120 volts AC, or propane. Now we've got it inside the rig right now, so we're using it on 120 volts AC or shore power, because the heat, the exhaust from that comes up off the back. If this is a hot summer day, you're going to have a little bit of heat source coming from this, but not too bad. And you can only operate it on propane when it's set outside the vehicle and connected to the quick release propane fitting outside. If you operate it on propane inside, of course you have the exhaust gases inside the vehicle, and that would be very dangerous. Even if you have all the windows and such open, it's not a good idea to do that. Now this is a decent sized little ice box. You can keep a few of your necessities cold, including, well, by golly, there just happens to be some ice cold Black Butte Porter in here. And what time is it? Well, by golly, I might just help myself. So this is a handy little device, and it's a nice part of this rig. Well, the front end of the trailer has this nice sized U-shaped dinette. You can park several people in here on a rainy day if you want to chat or play cards or some such. The dinette does make down into a bed. You take the portable table, set it down at this level, rearrange the cushions, and you got another small bed here, in addition to the full-size bed up front. Now, if you have something you want to do inside the rig with some friends, you take this handy-dandy single pole, as usual, somewhat wobbly table, and you got a good table for cards or whatever else you happen to feel like doing inside of your rig. After setting up the trailer and our campsite, it was time to relax and enjoy all that Belknap Hot Springs has to offer. Belknap Hot Springs, one of our favorite places to camp. What's not to like? You got beautiful Cascade Mountain scenery, the Mackenzie River, campsites that are just fantastic. We thought it was a great place to bring the Opus trailer to try it out and see how it worked. And the best thing about Belknap Hot Springs, you have two beautiful hot springs, spring-fed pools, each within easy walking distance of your campsite. That about covers it for the Opus trailer. We had fun with it, and we think it's a worthwhile campsite companion. Well, the Opus tent trailer certainly isn't your grandfather's tent trailer. It has some interesting features and possibilities for people who need something a little bit different in their RV. For more information, log on to our website at rollinontv.com.
At Icon Direct, we make more RV aftermarket products than we have time to list here, like skylights, fender skirts, towing products, and, well, you get the picture. So, the best way to see all our products and most likely find just what you're looking for is to visit our website at icondirect.com or call our friendly customer service department at 888-362-4266.
The Truma AquaGo Instant Water Heater is the first RV water heater to provide instant, constant, and endless hot water. The AquaGo is made by Truma, a world leader in propane appliances for RVs. The AquaGo easily replaces most RV water heaters and is the only hybrid water heater with a temperature stabilizer for precise water temperature control. To find an AquaGo dealer near you, visit truma.net.
RV toilets. We're happy and don't even think about them when they work. But when they don't, they can definitely flush out the worst in us, if you know what I mean. This week we pay a visit to Thetford, one of the leading manufacturers of RV, marine, and portable toilets, and see what goes into building them. The company has 3 different production lines that turn out, would you believe, 32 different models? Like anything else, toilets come in all sizes, shapes, colors, and of course, prices. I must say, we do take a lot for granted when it comes to RV toilets. Think about it. They get bounced around. They're in weather ranging from 10 below zero to 140 degrees. And just think how much weight a toilet may have to hold. In other words, we expect them to work no matter what. At Thetford, along with continuous online inspections, they also have an extensive testing laboratory. During our visit, we saw a few tests being performed, including the shaking and bouncing test. Now this test simulates a new toilet and what it could go through just to get delivered. They also have an oven that duplicates extreme heat conditions. And on the other side of the room, a line of toilets were going through a flush mechanism test. Keep in mind, these tests are simulating years of use. And in another test, the machine is duplicating the weight of a 400-pound person. So you see, the toilets we take for granted, Thetford doesn't. Coming up, we'll head out to the factory floor and see what's involved in building RV toilets. But first, a word from our sponsors. At Jayco, we're a lot more than just an RV manufacturer. We're all about family. And we've been making family dreams come true since 1968. To see our complete product line and find your nearest Jayco dealer, visit us online at jayco.com or just log on to rollinontv.com. Never run out of propane again. With Level Check, there's no more guesswork. Just run the gauge over the tank, and when the light turns from red to green, you'll know exactly how much propane you have left. It's that simple. Level Check, another great product from Truma. For more information, visit levelcheck.com. As I mentioned earlier, Thetford has 3 different production lines, and we had a chance to see 2 of them. On the first line, plastic toilets are produced. The first step is installing a flush cable in the upper bowl assembly. Then, the upper bowl and base unit are matched up for the next operation. Now, the flush mechanism is installed. And if you notice, the operator actually initials each unit he works on. This is part of Thetford's quality control procedure. In the next operation, a bonding agent is put on the bowl and base unit, then they're secured together in a state-of-the-art heat bonding machine. Another worker installs the flush pedal, and then the whole unit is thoroughly inspected. At another station, water valves are assembled and then pressure tested to the same pressure toilets will receive over a lifetime. Once the valves pass the pressure test, they go into a bin where another inspector checks each unit for correct parts. Remember, Thetford makes 32 different toilets, so there are a lot of parts around. Now, the seats and covers are installed and the finished toilet heads to the packing department. Toilets going to retailers are packed in boxes, and toilets going to the RV manufacturers are stacked onto reusable trays. On the next line, they're assembling more expensive porcelain toilets. Some of these steps are the same as we saw on the first line. We pick up here with the assembly of the plastic waterline unit. Then, each assembly goes through a pressure test to make sure there are no leaks. Once they pass the test, another worker attaches the hose and fittings, then dates each assembly. Next, the flush ball and pedal assembly are added. At this station, the porcelain bowls are brought over and the bowl is bolted to the base. Then, the flush nozzle is attached in place. With all that done, the last step is attaching the seat cover and we're off to the packing area. Like the other line we saw, some toilets get boxed for retail, but with porcelain being so delicate, a special foam packaging is placed around the bowl and through a chemical reaction expands securely around the toilet. The porcelain toilets headed to the RV manufacturers are also placed on reusable plastic trays, then banded together and they're ready for shipping. When you look at this huge warehouse area, you get a good idea of just how many toilets Thetford makes each week. By the way, Thetford is another company that's proud to say, made in America. Now, next time you use that RV toilet, you can appreciate exactly what went into building it. For more information on Thetford or Opus camping trailers, along with additional stories and videos, visit our website at rollinontv.com. And while you're there, don't forget to visit our store where you'll find many of the fine items featured on the show. As usual, this has been another fun production. For the latest up-to-the-minute RV news, visit our media partners at rvbusiness.com. For great recipes and RVing tips, be sure to visit Evan Schmatter at thervcookingshow.com. Be sure and visit the new rollinontv.com where you'll find weekly shows along with a selection of videos, stories, information, and the latest RV news. Our lifestyle pages are full of great stories about places to go, things to do, and what's new, written by our viewers and RV writers from around the country. And if you're into great food and drinks, then visit our food and beverage pages where we'll get your taste buds up and ready for an Epicurean adventure. All this and more on the new rollinontv.com.